nothing will booger up your day than something going cattywampus on you, right? Because as is often the case, something's broken. Hey folks, welcome back to Flannel Farms. My name is Brian and I'm glad you're here. A wise man once said, stuff only breaks when you're trying to use it. And we have found that to be true. Back when I lived in the city, the only fuel-powered things I had were lawnmower, weed eater, chainsaw. That's about it. Not much went wrong with those. Since we started homesteading, we had to upgrade our equipment. And nearly everything's broken at some point. So I thought I'd give you a rundown today of our equipment, what's gone wrong with it, and what we have to fix today. Because as is often the case, something's broken. This is our 1993 E-Z-Go golf cart, the workhorse of our farm. If you've watched our channel for any amount of time, we've used this thing for everything. And if you've watched our channel for any amount of time, you know this thing has broken, I don't know, 4 times now. We've replaced the starter motor, we've replaced the battery, we have had to rebuild the piston ring because it got scored and lost compression, and here most recently we had to order a new carburetor for it. But it is now up and running, it has a shiny new paint job, and we have a working headlight. Isn't that grand? We also have our 2001 Ford F350 7.3 liter diesel, which has blown 2 high pressure lines and has another oil leak somewhere that I haven't found, and it has 2 doors that no longer open. We have probably my favorite tractor, which is our 1953 Ford Jubilee. I love this little thing. Oh my goodness, when we bought this, it was missing a back tire, needed a battery, needed a carburetor rebuild. We've replaced the points and contacts on it, and while I love this little tractor to pieces, it is currently still not operational. And finally, we come to Hank. Our 1968 Ford 4000 diesel front end loader, which when I said the golf cart was the workhorse, really we do much of the heavy lifting around here with Hank. Now Hank has been a particularly special pain in the neck. We have replaced the alternator, the battery, we have replaced a hydraulic coupling that we sheared off, a hydraulic hose down at the bottom that popped off. We had the leaky fuel tank that we used JB Weld to fix. We had a leaky tire at one point. Oh, he's just had so many things, but he's still running. Today we have to replace a couple of these hydraulic lines because they are very old and they have rusted out and they are starting to leak. Hydraulic fluid is expensive. Here's the other one, right there. Now you might be asking yourself, wouldn't you avoid all these problems if you bought new ones? Maybe. You would hope you'd get some time out of some of these things, right? But I'll tell you, we paid $800 for the Jubilee, Lucy. She's done at least that much work. All the parts and everything else we have in it, I think we're probably up to $1,300. Currently it's not running. We'll get that sorted. Hank here only cost me $5,400, and I think we have roughly another $300 with the battery and the alternator. So replacing a couple hydraulic lines isn't a big deal. The point is that if things breaking bothers you, and having your plan today go awry, maybe homesteading isn't for you. Not even homesteading, right? To all my small business owners out there who have to operate equipment, nothing will booger up your day than something going cattywampus on you, right? So today, we're gonna take care of Hank. We're gonna pop a couple of these lines off and we're gonna take them to our local Napa Auto Parts store and they will rebuild them for us and we'll just bolt them back on. I wanna replace it before it starts leaking worse. You can see the hydraulic fluid down here. And so Hank takes something like 7 gallons or something crazy of hydraulic fluid. That's roughly $70. If that line gives the rest of the way or keeps leaking and I lose that fluid, it's gonna cost me money in the long run, so we're gonna take care of it now. You see this right here? That's where this line has been mashing. So I think we're gonna get that built with a 90 on it and that one built with a 90 on it. That way we're not boogering up our hose every time. Let's do that. Now Hank is a bit different when it comes to front end loaders. The whole frame of this front end loader is the reservoir for the hydraulic fluid. It actually doesn't have a cooler, it just kind of circulates all around this frame, which is cool. The downside is this frame is lower than the reservoir, right? All the hydraulic fluid's gonna pour out, so that's why we have it propped up super safely on this pile of firewood. And why we're on top of the bucket. Not underneath it. For those of you curious, the hydraulic line wrench needed is an 11/16. And for the big one here, 7/8. There we go, come on. There we go. All right, let's go get some hoses made. All right, so we've got our parts. New hoses made. We bought a 90-degree for right here, and that's gonna keep the bucket from bashing it like we discussed earlier. I did misspeak. It's not Napa we went to. It's CarQuest in Saluda. Thank you, my friends. So we're gonna wipe that off, add a little Teflon tape, and then we've added, this is a swivel 90, so that if it tightens down facing the wrong way, we can adjust it right here. We shortened these guys up just a little bit because we added that 90. Probably could have shortened them a little more. They are flexible, and we're not gonna bash our bucket anymore. So I've got, what'd I say, about $6,000 in this tractor, between the alternators and the batteries, and now hydraulic lines. Probably 2 days worth of labor, but I bought it for about $5,500, $5,400. Here's the thing, I just did a little research. While I was waiting for these to be made, found that a new tractor that is somewhere between 25 and 70 horsepower. This is a 52 horsepower tractor, by the way. Costs in the neighborhood of $25,000 to $50,000, depending on attachments and extras. So I'm still like on the conservative side of things. A front end loader costs roughly $6 grand. On the conservative side of things, I'm still ahead $20,000. So don't be discouraged, my friends. It's just part of it. Okay, let's see if she runs. Well, I mean, of course she's gonna run. Let's see. Hydraulic. All right, let's see if the hydraulics work. Much better. Look at this. We are no longer bashing, and we have no leaks. I'd call that a win. So, a couple $100 in lines and hydraulic fluid, although we didn't have to replace any. I bought some anyways, just to have some on hand. And we did not blow a line, and we did not waste a whole bunch of fluid. It was starting to leak, that's why we swapped it out. Thanks for joining me today on this fix. It's always fun when you guys tag along with us. I appreciate it. Keep growing as you grow. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time here on Flannel Farms. Bye.